I feel like I've been waiting so damn long to say this, but lads, the Euros are almost here. Euro 2020, 2021, whatever we're calling it. Although to be fair, I think UEFA missed out on a good opportunity to call it Euro 2020 plus one. But regardless, the Euros are only a week away, and I am so damn excited. It feels like a lifetime since Euro 2016, when Portugal pulled off the miraculous comeback, coming back from bloody third place in their group to win the entire Euros. Who was the striker? Like Ed Air or whatever it is, the guy that played for Braga. Insane stuff. Cristiano Ronaldo managing from the sideline when he got injured. It was an iconic European Championship. The last Euros were so long ago that the rebuilding series didn't exist. That is mental to think about. The rebuild series on this channel did not exist. Holy crap, life has changed a lot. But anyways, not getting sentimental, not getting deep any longer, because the only thing we're getting deep into today is your mum's... No, I'm not saying that. We're getting deep into the Euros, boys. We're getting deep into the Euros. So today I will be going through and predicting the entire group stage of the Euros. Gonna be making a lot of content around Euro 2020 throughout the next month or so. When I tell you I'm excited, I'm not lying. And you guys might be thinking, Jared, you're from Australia. Why are you excited? You don't live in Europe. If you didn't know, I am German. Got myself a fresh German kit on the past week. Every time there's a major competition, I do get myself a new German or Australian jersey. Got ourselves a Miroslav Klose jersey, baby. Let's go. Greatest goal scorer of all time. Let's go. But today we're going to see just how wrong I can get the Euro group stages. So here we go, lads. Group A, taking a look at it, we have Switzerland, Turkey, Wales, and Italy. This is a polarizing group. We all know how good Italy have been. It's actually good to see, to be fair, Italy in a major competition finally. They were out of, what, the World Cup 4 years ago or 5 years ago. How long ago was the World Cup? No, 2 years ago. What am I talking about? But Italy were not at the Russia World Cup. They are here, however, at Euro 2021, and they have been on a phenomenal look. They've been on a phenomenal run, really. What's the record? It's like 20-something undefeated. Yeah, so they're on like a 24-game unbeaten run, which is absolutely mental. So I think it's safe to say that we're going to be putting Italy to finish top of the group, but the remaining teams, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales, is where it has a lot of football fans polarized. Personally, I've known since very long ago where I think second place will come from this group. But you go through the teams. You've got Switzerland, who always seem to be hanging around. They've got a decent roster. Wales, I mean, they were insane at Euro 2016. And I think that bias, the recency bias, is hanging on a lot of people's minds. But for me personally, Turkey are the team that I think are going to be finishing second. Turkey, for me, I think Turkey are one of the best prospects in terms of nations to really shake up the international stage in the next 10, 15 years. One of my good friends from Turkey, the same guy that got me the Fenerbahce scarf, shout out Boyd, he loves his Turkish football, and he has been going on to me for years now about how good of a young core of players they have coming up, and I've been paying attention. I genuinely think Turkey are going to shake up the European Championships this year. That's my bold prediction to start things off. I think Turkey could be a serious dark horse. Do I think they're going to win the whole Euros? Probably not. Although they could do, to be fair, if any team's going to do a Greece from 2004, I would say it could be Turkey. But I think Turkey are really going to surprise a lot of you guys out there. And I seriously think they are a strong candidate to get second in Group A. Then in terms of third and fourth, it's a bit of a coin flip really. Depends on how the star players for these nations perform. But I am going to go Switzerland in third in Group A and Wales in fourth in Group A. Moving on now to Group B, we have Russia, Belgium, Denmark, and Finland. Again, another group where first place seems very obvious to me. And I think it's the safe bet and the smart bet to go with Belgium in fourth. We're going to go Belgium in first. Surely this has to be the time. I feel like for as long as I've been following football intensely, I've heard about this young core coming up. They're going to shake up the footballing world. Belgium obviously finishing third in the World Cup, losing in the semi-finals to France, who eventually went on to win the World Cup. But Belgium this needs to be the time for them to do it. Romelu Lukaku absolutely killing it in Serie A with Inter Milan, leading them to a Serie A title. You've got Kevin De Bruyne absolutely lighting it up at Manchester City. Pretty sure he's going to be good to play, although he did get injured in the Champions League final, but hopefully for his sake and for Belgium's sake, there's no complications there. And in a group where, yeah, obviously there are some strong teams. We know how well Russia did at the World Cup. I don't think they're going to match that this year. Denmark have some quality players, but I think on paper, Belgium are just head and shoulders away the best team here in Group B and are a serious threat to win the entirety of the Euros. Again, looking at the remainder of this group, I'm going to put Denmark into second place of Group B. Of course, they got some world-class talents. You look at Christian Eriksen, you look at their defense, you got players like Vestergaard, you got Schmeichel in between the sticks. They've got some big-name players there. Although personally, I'm a little bit salty with them after what they did to Australia at the World Cup, but it is what it is. But yeah, on paper, Denmark are a clear favourite to finish second. Russia, it's debatable. I think this one also is coin flip, just like in Group A, but I'm going to put Russia in third and Finland in fourth. Although, I mean, Finland do have Hirodeki. They've got some decent players. I mean, it doesn't really matter to be fair. So I'm going to go Russia in third, keep Finland fourth. That's what we're saying for Group B. All right, Group C, not too spicy a group to be honest, but a few storylines in this one. This is really the storyline of underdog. You've got North Macedonia here, who qualified in absolutely heroic scenes. I'm going to put them fourth, but I want them to win. I think every neutral wants them to get out of Group C. The story of them going through the playoffs, if they're able to shake things up, would be unreal. They've got what? You've got Pandev, you've got Elmas, the midfielder from Napoli. You've got some decent talent in there, but in the grand scheme of things, I mean, they can only do so much for their nation. I think the rest of the squad, the rest of this North Macedonian side is lacking slightly, but I do hope they do well. I've got a few North Macedonian friends as well. Shout out the Rockdale City Suns, but I want North Macedonia to top the group really, but personally, I think they're headed for fourth. But then you look at the rest of the group, you've got Austria, you've got Ukraine, and you've got the Netherlands. Some big name players across all the sides. Netherlands finally back into a major tournament as well. Very much like Italy missing out on the World Cup in Russia, but the Netherlands, I predict them to get first, even without Virgil van Dijk, which is a massive blow. If they had Virgil van Dijk, you could seriously see the Netherlands being one of the favourites in this European Championships, but I do expect them to walk the group. They've got Bergwijn, they've got just some absolutely incredible talents, Frankie de Jong in there as well. It's a team that I expect to do things quite comfortably. And then Austria and Ukraine, I'm tempted to put Ukraine in second. They've got some quality defensive players. I mean, they're definitely overwhelmed in terms of left backs. They've got Mikhailov, the guy from Dynamo Kiev. They've got Zinchenko from Manchester City. But I'm going to put the Ukraine in third position. Austria in second. They've got a more well-rounded side. They've got Sabitzer, who's been tearing it up for RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. You've got, who else do you have? You've got Alaba, who's moved from Bayern Munich to Real Madrid. I think I heard some stat as well that Austria haven't won a game or something in a major competition in 30 years or something like that. Let me fact check that for you. We're doing fact checking this year, boys, because last time I did one of these predictions, I was throwing out some weird ass stats that didn't seem to be even close to true. So let's go fact check ourselves. Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't win a single game at Euro 2016. They didn't qualify for the World Cup in 2018, nor did they qualify for the World Cup in 2014. So this would honestly make a lot of sense. Holy crap, they haven't qualified for a World Cup since 1998. Yeah, I didn't realize how bad Austria have been. This is only the third time that they've qualified for the Euros as well. What the hell? Okay, Austria have been terrible, considering how decent their roster can be. This is terrible. I mean, you look at this, you got Alaba, you got Dragovic. What the hell? You got Schläger in between the sticks. Baumgartner as well. Grealish. Holy crap. Okay, Sabitzer, like I said, Marko Arnautovic. They've been really bad over the last, so that stat is true, mainly because they haven't been qualifying for the tournaments. So I guess that's a bold prediction for for me to say that I think Austria are not only going to get their first win in a long time in a major tournament, but I think they're also going to get out of the group. Sabitzer to carry. All right. Now we get to a very hotly contested Group D. A lot of people want a lot of hope riding on this group, really. You've got Scotland, who made that incredible record-breaking drought to get to themselves to a major tournament. Brilliant to see them. Those scenes with Scott McTominay were absolutely fantastic. You've got England, you've got Croatia, and you've got the Czech Republic. I would say this is probably the second most evenly contested group in the Euros. It's the second closest thing we have to a group of death. And again, I'm going to make some very, very bold predictions here in Group D. Now, of course, we have England and Croatia with the history of the semi-finals in the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Of course, Croatia beating England. Absolutely insane stuff. But I think England are the team to beat in Group D. I don't think they're going to go all the way. I've seen a lot of pessimism as well from English fans. Probably the least hopeful I've seen them in a long time. To go deep in this tournament, the squad is insane, however. The squad is insane. It's got to the point where the news overnight is that Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to be cut from the England side. They've got defenders. They've got talent bursting from the seams. And whilst I think they might not have enough to go all the way and win the entirety of it, like I think another semi-final or even a final appearance is on the cards for England, I do expect them to walk the group. I do expect a very strong group stage performance from England. So we are going to put England top of Group D. But now this is where things get contentious. Again, this is going to be a very, very hot take. This is going to be maybe the hottest take I'm going to make in this video. But I can just tell this might get me in a bit of trouble moving down the line, but I'm going to back my gut instinct. I'm going to back my opinions. I think Scotland comes second in this group. I think Scotland get out of Group D. It's a massive claim, but there is so much riding on this. There is so much passion. We know how passionate the Scottish fans can get. We know how passionate the Scottish people can get. But their squad is genuinely decent. And that also goes hand in hand with the fact that Croatia haven't exactly lit the world alight since the 2018 World Cup final loss. They've had their moments, but they haven't been great. So I'm going to put Croatia in third position here in Group D, whilst I have the Czech Republic in fourth. Again though, this is probably the group where I've had to put my balls on the line the most. This group could go either way, but I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to say England first, Scotland second, Croatia third, and the Czech Republic in fourth. Moving on now to Group E, we have Poland, we have Spain, we have Sweden, and we have Slovakia. The big storyline in Group E here is how there are no Real Madrid players in this Spanish side, which is quite funny considering the current Spain manager is a former Barcelona manager. So not making any accusations there, although you would think that if Nacho and if Sergio Ramos were both healthy and ready to go, they probably would have made the squad. But the big thing for me, which I didn't realize until recently, is that Aymeric Laporte changed nationalities to Spain, from France to Spain. Didier Deschamps wasn't selecting the Manchester City defender, so he's packed up his bags and gone to Spain, which is a massive, massive change. I know he doesn't play for Athletic Bilbao anymore, but he's really taking Bilbao's Basque transfer policy quite seriously. But in this group, I think it's the safe bet to say that we're going to have Spain going in first position here. I'm going to put Poland in second. The big question mark for me, however, is how much service Robert Lewandowski is going to have. He's an incredible player. We've seen the stats from him at Bayern Munich this past season. Absolutely incredible. Some would say if the Ballon d'Or was around last season before COVID, you would say Lewandowski would have been a shoo-in to win the Ballon d'Or. He has been a generation-defining striker here. But the big question is, will he have the service? At Bayern Munich, he has service galore. He's getting balls fed to him left, right, and centre. If he gets that same sort of service from his Polish teammates, then Poland could seriously top this group. But if he doesn't and he's isolated there, there's a real chance Poland miss out on qualification altogether. Because don't get me wrong, Sweden and Slovakia are well and truly capable of causing some major upsets in this competition. I'm going to put Slovakia into third position in Group E, however, and then put Sweden into fourth. Like I said though, the big thing for this group is how Lewandowski goes and how Spain gels as a unit. We know the capitulation they had at the 2018 World Cup. They were absolutely dreadful. There was no unity in the side. If they have another collapse like that, then there could be so many talking points out of this eighth group, Group E. There is so much to talk about. But here we are, lads. Group F. Actually, let me change. I can tell my face cam's covering this. Let me change this. Beep, 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 beep. Unexpected item in bagging area. All right, there we are. So, Group F. This is the group of death. And since it is Group F, can we just quietly get an F in the chat for Hungary? You're in the Euros. You're happy. You're like, okay, maybe we can cause a few upsets here. Maybe we can sneak our way through into the third place playoffs or into the knockout rounds. And then you get drawn up against Portugal, France, and Germany. You've just got to be looking for something there. So I don't think it's a hot take at all to be putting Hungary in fourth. I feel so bad for you, man. But then this is where the real analysis and the real hope comes through. What is the remainder of Group F going to look like? You've got Portugal, who are the reigning Euros champions. Of course, a few years ago, they did come from third and win the Euros. So we know that this isn't really a hurdle for them if they do finish third. But you have an insane squad here. You've got Cristiano Ronaldo, who you would say is potentially going to have, this might be one of his final European, this might actually be his last Euros, but maybe his last major tournament for Portugal, being at the superstar power he is. Is he going to fall off a cliff between now and the World Cup? Who really knows? I'm never going to bet against Cristiano Ronaldo, to be fair. You've also got somebody like Bruno Fernandez, who, I've said it once in my videos, I'll say it again. Bruno Fernandez is the most impressive footballer I have ever seen play live. When I was over in Europe at the start of last year before the world shut down, the last ever game I went to on my trip was ironically the last game played to an open crowd in the Premier League. It was Everton versus Manchester United. Had the pleasure of going there with AJ3. But Bruno Fernandez, holy crap, he was so impressive. Just watching the stuff he did off the ball. When he got the ball, it was like, yeah, this dude is gone. But when he was moving off the ball, I was like, holy crap. I was just watching him. I was like, I need to take this into my own game. Ever since then, I have been a Bruno Fernandez stan. I probably give him too much credit where it's not due, but I absolutely love Bruno Fernandez. So this Portuguese squad is going to be ridiculous. Then you've got France, one of the favorites. Well, I mean, to be fair, Portugal are one of the favorites as well, but France are also one of the favorites, the reigning World Cup winners, the side that is only getting better with age. They were young then, they were young 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Now players are starting to enter their prime. It is a scary, scary prospect. Like I said, it is worrying how good France are when not even Aymeric Laporte can get into their starting lineup or even make their squad. So France, we know how good they are. I don't need to waste your time. I don't need to go on for a year about how good they are. They are a scary prospect. And then Germany, yeah, I have a little bit of bias towards Germany because I am German, but the squad we have this year is going to be wild. The last time for Jogi Löw to get silverware in charge of this German national team, can he have the fairy tale finish? I do think no matter what happens in this group, whoever finishes third are going to win their playoff game, but, well, they're going to get into they're going to get through the third place qualification. I think I've been saying playoff games like it's the NBA, like with the play-in game and all that stuff, but I think these teams are going to be good enough to get through to the next round. Any one of these three remaining teams honestly could win the Euros and I would not be surprised, but I'm going to rank it this way. It might ruffle a few feathers. We're going to have France in first, Germany in second, and Portugal in third. An absolutely insane group. So excited to be waking up at the crack of dawn to be watching all the games in Group F and all the games in the entire Euros, to be fair. But that is how I have Group F panning out. There we go, lads. Those are my Euro 2020 +1 group stage predictions. I will be making a video at the end of the group stages, reacting to those predictions, and then doing another one laying out my predictions for the knockout rounds. Let me know what you think I got right, what you think I got wrong, and tell me what you are excited about most for Euro 2020. It is going to be a footballing festival. My sleep pattern down the shitter. But lads, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like on it. If you are new around here, bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. I'll see you for the next one very soon. It's been Jared HD here. I'm out. Peace.